Hi Virgo, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are just looking at some general stuff. See, have a look in on love and romance, see what's going on for you. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, as well as leaving a comment on one of the videos so that you can go in the draw for that free personal reading. I'll be drawing that at Easter, so keep an eye out for that. This week I am using, I've got the Forest Spirits Oracle cards. Using that with the Seeker's lenormand as we look at the general stuff. Moving into love and romance, we have the Healing Waters Oracle, as well as the Twin Flame Love Notes, and using that with the Stained Glass lenormand. All right, so getting sort of straight on into it for you, Virgo. Virgo, what's going on for our Virgos? Virgo energy. What does Virgo need to know right now? What do the Virgos need to know right now? Oh, full moon energy, Virgo. Time for a release. So straight away, it is going to be the full moon this week on Sunday. And it is kind of like definitely a big release period anyway. Straight away, I want to let you know, make sure you keep an eye out for that shadow work reading I do have for this full moon coming up. It's going to be illuminating for you, Virgo. I haven't yet recorded that, but we're getting this card for you, and that message is coming straight through that there's probably going to be something important for you when we do that reading. It does say, in this moment of completion and illumination, release what no longer serves you. So definitely a really good time just in general for release. This particular full moon, it is the we've just finished the Mercury retrograde. We've just finished some of those big eclipses. And the full moon actually will be the finishing of the Venus retrograde as well. So I feel like that Venus retrograde maybe has been a bit of a for you, Virgo. That is the planet of love and relationships. So there's time to release some stuff when it comes to relationships, Virgo. I do feel as though it's definitely talking about the Venus retrograde specifically for you here. But we'll clarify that energy. Full moon energy is always a strong energy of release and completion anyway. It's time to, face those demons and get rid of that stuff that is just not doing you any good. All right, and empowering yourself through those things as well. So definitely moving forward, so that when you get back to the new moon, you can then start to really focus on what you want next and what you want to manifest, rather than the things that you need to release and let go of. That's the shadow work stuff. All right, so having a look here for you, Virgo. Virgo, what does Virgo need to release? What's going on for Virgo with the full moon energy here? Virgo energy, please. Definitely relationships. Definitely relationships. We were definitely picking up on that already, but I'm seeing that coming through once again. Okay, so firstly we have the house, the home card, followed by the key, and then the ring. Okay, so the ring is where we're seeing relationships, but more than just relationships, we're seeing the patterns, the cycles of relationships in your energy, and the way that we have kind of found a bit of a comfort zone in those, and the way that we've found safety and security and that comfort zone within our relationships, and not just love relationships either, Virgo. This is all the relationships you find yourself in, mostly focusing on things that are family related. So whether that be, love relationship, where somebody feels like they're a safe zone for you. I am picking up on a little bit of codependency, sort of safety net sort of energy here as well. It's time to really release those safety nets a little bit here, I think, Virgo, and really check out the patterns and release the patterns and break those cycles from the past where you have become too comfortable in certain relationships, where you've relied just a little bit too much on a relationship being a certain way. It's not that you shouldn't be relying on that relationship, it's that you're reliant on that relationship being a certain way. All right. So it's kind of bringing to mind that energy of, um, I'm getting that message about past versions of people and past versions of the relationships that you find yourself in. So, we all know that it's probably the best example is, your relationships with parents, because, you as the child, you have a certain relationship with your mother, for example. We all know that the mother-son, the mother-daughter relationship is, a pivotal one where we have that safety net of this is, my mother, this is, we have that relationship set in that certain grounding, but then as we grow and progress into adulthood and then, go on and have your own children and things like that, all of a sudden you're the parent. And we even see that playing out as our parents get older, and then all of a sudden, your parent needs your support and your help, and you're kind of having to parent your parent. So those relationships do evolve and change. But what I'm sort of seeing here is that safety net is we're relying a little bit on that safety net. So just once again, this is the example I'm using. It may not necessarily be your parent-child relationship, but this is the easiest way to explain it, okay? Whereas for some of you, I think it is actually the parent-child relationship that we're looking at. I just want to make sure I let you know that it could be another relationship for some of you there as well. But you've gotten this sort of safety net, this little, very comfortable in that little bubble of that's my parent. They will always be that one particular role, but to be completely honest, that's not reality. That's not realistic to put that person in that role forever, because as we get older, we get to know our parent on on adult level, not just a looking up at my parent. They're the boss. They're the one that tell me what to do, and they're the ones responsible for me. As we grow older, all of a sudden we get to know them on an adult level as more of like a friendship kind of thing where we start to understand that person in a different kind of a way. And I am picking up here that for some of you, we're seeing the relationship as it was. We're not necessarily looking at the relationship as it currently is or what it might turn into, evolve into in the past. So it's time to kind of release that safety net, that bubble, that living in the past kind of energy, that yes, you were, once this little child looking up at the parent like they're the be all and end all of the universe. But, then as you grow older, they are not that version of themselves anymore. They are not necessarily that role to you anymore. So it's time to kind of let go of looking at the relationships in your life like they are going to be the same as they were 10 years ago, 20 years ago. It's time to actually see them as they are right now, and as they are going to be evolving into, not necessarily, what it was in the past. That's a comfort zone that it's just not going to work for you anymore, Virgo. It's time to shift out of that. Open yourself up to, breaking that cycle of seeing those relationships in those kinds of ways, and, concentrate on bringing forth new energy and opening up new parts of the connection. So like instead of looking up to the parent as the be all and end all of a sudden we're opening up to, seeing another aspect of that parent and understanding them on a different level, and, maybe talking about, adult stuff with that person and understanding those things on a different kind of level. And so we really are opening up to new opportunities with that relationship, to see that relationship in other ways and develop and grow that relationship, evolve that relationship. Okay, so I do feel for a lot of you that is a parent-child relationship we're looking at here, and I am also just intuitively picking up here that for some of you, on the bottom of the deck, I do see You know, that the next chapter and the growth coming through in this particular relationship, especially those of you where it is a parent-child relationship. I keep getting drawn back to that what I said before about as your parent gets older, then they need your support and you need to kind of parent them. I am picking up that very strongly for someone here. That part of the next chapter is, you know, you need to overcome the obstacles and stand up tall and strong and be the one holding up the parent rather than the parent, you know, holding you up. You kind of need to be the one supporting them a lot more. So for some of you, I do sort of see that energy of, you know, in the near future, that may be something coming up for you. I feel like in one of our most recent all signs readings, I actually picked up on that for you already, Virgo, and I feel like it was you, Virgo, because, you know, as we all do, we've got people in our lives, and I'm just feeling it resonating for a certain person in my life as well, and they are a Virgo. So I'm just feeling as though there's some health issues or something like that going on with the parent that you may need to sort of step up in the near future and help that person out. All right, so just be aware of that. Keep an eye out for that, Virgo. Be prepared for that evolution of the relationship. All right, but looking at love and romance relationships for our Virgos. Love and romance for the Virgos. Love and romance for Virgo, please. Water codes. Ancient wisdom. The intelligence is within you. Oh, I feel like that's actually very specific for a couple of you here. This is, you already know what you need to do, Virgo. I kind of really hate to bring this message, but you already know. You already know, Virgo, that this isn't what you want with love. This isn't the person that you want with love. This isn't working. You already have that knowledge within you. You already know that. It's time to release that as well. And that's not for all of you. That's just for those of you where you already know. This is just not working. It's just not what you truly, really, truly want. You feel as though you're kind of settling for whatever's there. You already know the answer, Virgo. You already know it's time. Okay, so I'm sorry if that's not what you wanted to hear. It's time to release for some of you. Definitely a big time of release and moving into the unknown. Okay, we have into the unknown here. So that's going down like underworld depth, courage, facing your fears. Because, you know, like I said, I'm strongly picking up on some codependency here for a couple of you here. And that's why you've been holding on to that person, that you know it's not your person. You already know it's not your person, Virgo. But it's time to take that step and dive deep into the unknown and be willing to face whatever that brings with it. Even though, you know, because you've been sort of, for whoever this is, you've been sticking with this person because it's kind of like better the devil I know. At least I know, at least there's somebody there. Is it serving you though? Is it really giving you what you need, not just now, but in the future? Is like, if you envision your future and 10 years from now, you're still with this person, are you going to feel just as stuck as you do now? What happens if you met somebody a year from now and you realize that they are, oh my gosh, that's my person, but you can't do anything about it because you stayed with this person that you knew wasn't right for you? Sorry to be, it is a bit specific. I am aware it is a bit specific for a bunch of you there. Virgo, what does Virgo need to know in regard to love and romance? because I know that's not going to be for everyone. Obviously, there's quite a few single Virgos going, but what about us who have no one? And there's a few of you too that are in very stable connections. That's purely for those of you where you already know that what I just said is for you. Okay. What does Virgo need to know in regard to love and romance? Kind of getting that message of, letting you know that when I'm doing these collective readings, the most important message is going to be the one at the top. All right. So the first thing that comes out, it's more important for that person to hear that than it might be for, the single Virgo to know what's going on for you. Sorry, but it's just how it's coming out. We want everyone to be on the right path for themselves. And, I'm sure everyone can support that. We do definitely see a lot of growth with relationship potential coming through for the general lot of you anyway. We have the feminine energy first here. All right, so we do see things being nurtured and growing within you, the emotions growing. Okay, we do see the tree coming through next, which is also your card, Virgos. So we do see a lot of growth, a lot of potential, a lot of growth, a lot of, it's kind of that, as I get older and wiser, I know what's best for me. And those of you needing to release something, you know that growth and emotional growth, especially the way that you take care of yourself, this is how you take that first step, is the release. All right. And for everyone just in general, it's coming. All right, it is coming. We do see, a lot of emotional growth. I do feel like for a lot of you, this is going to be like a lot of emotional growth in a very short amount of time as well. That I do feel as though I'm getting the phrase right place, right time. We do have the ring coming through there as well. So it's kind of like preparing, getting yourself, growing your own willingness for love and concept of love ready for that person, because they're really close. And I feel as though, you are very close to actually entering into a brand new relationship. It's just a matter of, needing to grow yourself on an emotional level just a little bit more. So for some of you, just needing to prepare emotionally, because some of you are very hesitant for love. I am picking that up. But for others of you, it's kind of like you're needing to embrace and nurture maturity in yourself, and embrace and nurture yourself in general. Look after yourself. Learn what love really means for you, and loving yourself a little bit more. Really focusing on taking care of yourself. For some of you here, I do sort of feel as though there's something relevant to your actual physical health coming through here as well. Some of you may just need to sort of keep an eye on making sure you've got your physical health at the optimal level for yourself, as well, because there's just some sort of connection, as this is how that relationship is connecting, that through physical health. So for some of you, you might like meet somebody at the gym, or even at a hospital or something like that, something connected to physical health. This person may actually be very connected to like the health industry in some kind of a way. So you may meet them at like some random health related appointment. So just keep that in mind. Totally random, I know, but we're going to get some messages from your person, whether this is a past person, a person you're already connected to, or that future person that you haven't even met yet. We're looking at your person. Okay, Virgo, messages for Virgo from your person. Messages for Virgo from your person. Very interesting message here, Virgo. I'm tired of running. Normally that would talk about the runner-chaser dynamic, but no, this is talking about that potential relationship with Health industry. For some of you here, this person is a runner. Like literally, that's how you meet this person. You're in a running race of some kind, or you're tired of running, or they're on the treadmill. They're tired. There's someone with exhaustion, someone who's running. I'm getting two people there coming through. Someone who's suffering like exhaustion issues, and we're meeting somebody through delving into that, like going to some sort of health appointment about exhaustion, and then somebody who's involved with actual physical running races or something like that, and that's where you're meeting somebody here. I'm tired of running. Such an interesting message there. You have to be patient. So maybe you have to be my patient. You have to be the patient, Virgo. I don't know why this is coming through so strongly, that this has got to do with the health industry. Like I said, hospitals, doctors, all those sorts of things. The gym is coming through strong as well. You have to be my patient. You have to be interesting. I remember the day we met like it was yesterday. I just want to get clarity on that one, because that's someone else completely. Clarity on that energy. I remember the day we met like it was yesterday. Yesterday seems so far away. There's that song. Is that the Beatles? Oh, that's some of you, there is actually a I've got the masculine coming through with that. So it's showing me that this is somebody on the opposite side of things to you here, Virgo, because you came through as the feminine. They are probably a friend of yours. We have the dog there. And we also have the anchor, though. So some of you are a little bit stuck on, it's kind of like stuck, something holding you back a little bit. And it's a previous relationship, but it was like a love relationship, but I feel like you're needing to release this. I feel like this is a past connection that you're needing to release, because the more that you look at that past relationship, the more that you realize that it was a friendship, a platonic based relationship, rather than a passionate romantic relationship. But it was a relationship. It was a love based relationship. It was just finding yourself with somebody where it they feel like family, but it's more platonic. It feels like you're kind of realizing that there's a difference, that it wasn't this fiery, passionate, romantic love. It was more of we just get along, we settle, like a settling kind of. It's not necessarily true love, because it was more of just two people that get along really well. I do feel that for some of you, that was what we saw before with that. So for some of you, that is actually a current person. But for others of you, this is a past person, that it's just holding you back a little bit from where you need to be with love. All right. So for those of you who need to let go of that, it is time to let go of that. For others of you, that is a past connection that's holding you back a little bit. You're just a little bit stuck on that past stuff. All right. So if that helps, I feel like that might help you realize that it's not romantic. It's more a platonic relationship. Yes, it was love, but it's not burning, fiery, passionate soulmate in a permanent way. It was more just two people that were amazing together, got along really well, but was it really that intensity of true love? I just feel like that might be something you need to think about as you release that. All right, Virgo. So that's what we have for you today. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all again soon.